Have you ever wondered who actually pays for climate solutions? Behind every solar farm lighting up a village, every clean water system reaching a community, and every mangrove restored along fragile coastlines lies not just a vision or innovation, but the need for substantial capital. And that's where the challenge begins. The scale of investment required is immense, and traditional finance alone cannot bridge the gap. The billions, and in some cases trillions, needed to advance global sustainability far exceed what conventional funding can deliver. So how do these projects move from vision to reality? That's where blended finance comes in. Hi, I'm Nilanjana, and today we are breaking down why blended finance matters and how it's quietly funding the sustainability transition around the world. So what does blended finance actually mean? Blended finance builds on the catalytic impact of capital from public or philanthropic sources to mobilize private investment into sustainable development initiatives, such as climate solutions. This approach breaks down key barriers like high perceived risk and suboptimal returns, creating investable opportunities in emerging markets. Imagine a neighborhood no one wants to invest in. The roads are broken, the street lights don't work. No investor wants to be the first mover. It looks risky, right? So the government or a foundation steps in and says, "We will go first." They fix the roads, they light the streets, they might even subsidize the first few homes. Suddenly, the risk feels manageable. Confidence grows, and once that happens, private money starts flowing in. In sustainability, many climate solutions often look too risky or not profitable enough at first glance. Blended finance changes that equation using tools like guarantees, subsidies, or subordinated debt. It supports sustainable development goals, blending capital stacks where public funds take on higher risks, enabling scaled impact without relying solely on grants. This aligns with blended finance's core objective of unlocking private capital flows for impactful, non-traditional investments. Now here's the reality. Sustainability projects don't always fit neatly into traditional investment portfolios. Many of them involve new or unproven technologies, high upfront capital costs, long payback periods, uncertain policy or regulatory environments, investments in emerging or developing economies. Private investors hesitate because of risk. Governments hesitate because of budget constraints. At the same time, the global consensus is clear. We need trillions of dollars to meet climate goals and the sustainable development goals. This is exactly the gap blended finance is designed to fill. It helps ensure high-impact projects actually get funded. Private capital flows into markets it normally avoids. Public money is used efficiently, not endlessly. Sustainable development becomes financially attractive, not optional. In short, without blended finance, the sustainability transition would simply move much slower. So how does blended finance work in practice? Let's use a simple analogy. Think of a multi-layered cake. The first or foundation layer is usually funded by governments, development banks, or philanthropies and can include grants, low interest or concessional loans, first loss capital, guarantees, technical assistance funds. This layer absorbs more risk and stabilizes the entire structure. The second or scalable layer includes banks, institutional investors, pension funds, impact investors, corporates. These commercial investors look at the concessional layer and think, if something goes wrong, I'm not taking the first hit. Risk is lower, return looks reasonable, I am in. The third or catalytic layer is where local banks, SMEs, entrepreneurs, infrastructure companies, renewable energy developers can participate with confidence because the early risk has already been addressed. It's like someone holding the ladder steady so everyone else can climb. The core tools in blended finance are mainly concessional instruments used as a risk-absorbing layer. First loss capital. Here, a public or philanthropic funds agrees to absorb the initial loss if a project underperforms. This dramatically increases investor confidence. Think of it as a financial safety net. Guarantees. Development banks may guarantee certain risks like currency fluctuations or political instability. When uncertainty goes down, investment appetite goes up. Concessional loans. These loans come with lower interest rates or longer repayment periods, reducing overall project costs and improving financial viability. Technical assistance funds. These funds support feasibility studies, local capacity building, policy strengthening, or technology upgrades.